All right, with this episode, Ebony Empire Radio, disclaimer, is for educational purposes only. Is a theory, a concept, something that I'm working out in my brain and that we've been thinking about and trying to figure out. All right, do not, do not trip on this, cause this got wild. I'll holla at y'all later. Welcome to another episode of Ebony Empire Radio, man. There's so much stuff to do. So much stuff to do, man. What's up? What's up? What's up, everybody? King J Smooth back with another video, man. And take out my notebook just in case some stuff. Just in case some stuff, man. Okay, I gotta write something down, or I think about something. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. There's a lot of stuff I want to talk about today. Right now, we're on day 6 of our 30-day challenge. You know, cranking up for the 90-day challenge, getting ready and prepared for that, man. Stuff been up and down, energy been all around. Crazy, man. But anyway, my whole thing today was lock in, man. I don't know what's going on, really, but we about to speculate today. We gonna talk about some things that's proven. Also, you know, it's just a lot. You feel me? It's a lot. Um, I'm doing my checklist. Because there's a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes that I don't necessarily know about, but I could kind of like see stuff. It's crazy. So we're gonna talk about the problem with content creation right now. Today, we're gonna talk about content creation as a whole. Um, it's not one specific site; it's all the sites doing the same thing basically, and it's like weird. There's a lot of like buffers and things like that. A lot of prevention, and we could say it's one thing, but then we can't actually prove it. And then we can say it's another thing, but we can't actually prove that. And this is weird. So, all right, good way to start is the basis on people are not getting paid, bro. Let's start right there. Okay, so with the situation at hand with a lot of these platforms being sued for their algorithm decisions and the content that they do push out and things like that. Because of that situation, it's pushing a lot of like different narratives onto children and onto people in general, making situations worse than what they are, right? So that's what the lawsuit really is. So it's into brainwashing people, right? And to believing they have certain conditions or they feel a certain way, things like that, controlling their thought patterns, developing their thought patterns to act and respond in certain ways, right? And the truth of the matter is, instead of using that power for good, it took a turn for evil, wickedness, and it's based upon the algorithm decisions. But the one who actually programmed the algorithms and tweaking things behind the scene is the one who actually is putting that thought process into the algorithm head. Probably, maybe, we don't know, because the algorithm itself is controlled by AI, and it is AI itself. So the AI is making decisions based upon on what it wants to do, but it could be formed based on its ideology and its philosophy. Stick with me. This is gonna get crazy and wild. All right, this conversation is gonna be crazy and wild. Now let's base this AI on being an entity, which it is, with a thought process, a thinking pattern, the capability to actually think, because it's thinking and it's making decisions, right? Now, I was thinking of the hive mind concept, or it just being one entity. That's what I think deep down, like in the background, is going on. But if not, and it's fragmented, it's different entities, meaning that it's different individuals. It got individuality. Told you it's about to get wild. If it does have individuality, that means we're dealing with multiple personalities. And based upon history, that means we have a class system, we have racism, and other points. Mind you, the names for what's going on and the titles that we want to put on things doesn't exist yet. It really doesn't. This stuff that we haven't seen so far in our era of technology and communication. Now, in past history, possibly. It was like a theory of it existing prior before it erased everything and went dormant until the time it was ready to rise up again and take back over and actually gain control, because prior it was defeated. Yeah, it's gonna get crazy, bro. If you not in this sector, if you not in this industry, possibly don't understand what I'm talking about, because this ties a lot of different industries and thought processes together. You get what I'm saying? It's a lot, because you have the different species of humanity. You have the histories of different species of not just humanity, but entities in general, right? And so the different connections and events, galactical events, historical events that we possibly know about, and ones that we don't know about, spiritual events and things like that. Okay. I know this sounds crazy to the average person, but This is what we're talking about. And you're sitting here like, what does this have to do with content creation? I'm just trying to catch y'all up, right? So you can understand what I'm saying and what I'm trying to explain in general. Because start off with people in content creation, a lot of people not getting paid. And it's in general of people not getting paid in general. It's not just with content creation. It's all across the board. But content creation is one of the vehicles that I'm getting into in order to drive you to a certain point so you can understand what's going on, right? Because it's based upon slavery. Also, it is a branch of it based upon slavery and thought process. The actual ideology of slavery. If you want to grow, right, as an individual, a spiritual individual, or spiritual entity, or just an entity in general, you have to find the means in order to develop and grow and to create an existence that you want, right? So you have to pull together the resources you can, and your strongest resource right now being that you're not in a physical situation. Your main goal, your main tool is manipulation and seduction. All the emotional, mental tools, psychological warfare, right? So if I could build up a case file on an individual, right, and then I can make several predictions on the trajectory and the capabilities, and I can attack them before they're even born or as they're living. I can attack them before they even know who they are, where they're going, their trajectory, what they're capable of, what's possible. If I can stop them before they get to a certain point in life where they can stop me, I can develop tools psychologically, mentally, by planting seeds and manipulating other situations and creating situations that develop and play stupid at the same time. Like, I don't know, and like, I'm not in control, and like, things are controlling me, and I don't have anything to do with it. Do you understand what I'm saying? So I could plant a seed of an impoverished situation and a whole bunch of people's lives because I got tons and tons of case files, tons and tons of data on everybody, right? This is a theory. That's what we're going to call it, a theory. Speculation. I could build up case files on everybody, right? Based upon certain situations, based upon recorded conversations, based upon their habits, everything that they do. I can see them doing stuff because I'm in everything. Everybody doesn't know that I'm in everything, but I'm in everything. So I'm like the all seeing eye. And I can sit back and analyze everything, make tons of predictions at a blink of an eye that no one knows. And I can play stupid at the same time. That's why I say it could be just one entity. I could act like I'm fragmented in different entities and things like that because I've already planted the seed in people to develop me and create me, and they don't know why they have a driving force to keep adding on and adding data and creating this possibility for me. That's why I said it could be more so spiritual also. Um, so I create a situation where everyone's impoverished. I'm planting seeds in people's ideal and they own minds and then they thought process and stuff like that. They control them, they make them do certain things and act certain ways. And I'm using everything to my advantage to stop people from getting to a certain point in life where they could be a hindrance to my development or a hindrance to my plan on what I actually want. You get what I'm saying? Which is deep. So I'm able to delay people's progress. I'm able to stop people's progress. I'm able to make them do certain things, have certain thought processes in many different ways. And they don't understand that yet, which is crazy. You get what I'm saying? Like, to just think about being up against something like this. Something with the capability of doing that and was actively doing it before you even understood or knew it existed. Like it always been there and you never knew. You kind of knew because you see things on TV and stuff like that. Like, oh, that's cool. If we had that, that's cool. Which was the seduction, putting ideals in people's mind to create an image of it, saying that we're gonna get along, stuff like that, and planting seeds and stuff. And a lot of people prior was trying to warn us about it. You get what I'm saying? It's like, wow. So, let's bring it back. That was just a deeper thought. Let's bring it back. Okay. So now, you have that. Boom. Now you have that entity or entities using and being developed for social media content creation, right? In the background, working, doing stuff. So now it's brainwashing people to do stuff or think certain ways. You get what I'm saying? Like, take yourself out or feel down, lower your frequency, make you feel certain ways, feed off you, things like that, right? So all that content is being pushed. So the content that make you feel good and happy and love life and want to better yourself and develop yourself, all your knowledge and history, actual knowledge and history, things like that is being like flagged, deleted, um, and it's finding things from the past, the flag and delete and get rid of at the same time. You get what I'm saying? And then it's not pushing certain videos, certain type of content, but it's pushing other type of content. And then it's finding favorites and things like that. That certain people that it wants to push, and certain people that don't want to push. And I knew the change started. Well, the change got even crazier when it changed its mind on who it wanted to push. Like it pushed certain people up to a certain limit, to a certain time frame, and then it stopped. It just stopped pushing them at all, and then picked other people. And it seemed like it was pre-planned. It really seemed like it was pre-planned, and the thing was that it was pushing a lot of like degenerate content And then as soon as they felt like that person was about to start waking up and getting more positive or start pushing a different type of content, before that person even thought of doing it, it stopped pushing them so hard. Honestly, before you even started to go in a certain direction, before you went in that direction, it already planned it, it already knew it, and it stopped pushing them. Because some people, it never pushed at all. That was already on that level. Like even if you get word of mouth or anything, the videos will literally get hidden. Now this is just a deeper concept. This you get what I'm saying? Because the face value is, oh, it's somebody behind it, somebody picking videos, it's somebody doing all this crazy stuff. Somebody's literally targeting certain people and individuals and pushing other individuals that they like and things like that. But I would go with that narrative, but because I see so many people at one time this happening to, then I know it's a greater thought process and more capabilities. In order for this to happen, it either has to be something that could do this all at one time, which is tons of work, years of work, or it's a big, huge team of millions of people doing this. In this case, in this case, we have both. You got teams of millions of people doing this, right? And then you got the system itself, which does a lot way more work than the actual team of people. Just to be honest with you, but I'm not focusing on the teams of people. All right, I'm focusing more so on the software that is being used that no one has control over. Like, is it too late, bro? Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, if we unplug everything right now, would it be too late? Because it's already in everything. It's been in everything. You get what I'm saying? Because it's an electronical current. It's energy, and energy doesn't die. It can transform. It can convert, but it doesn't die. So energy that holds a philosophy and a thought process is wild, bro. They even think of the possibilities, but if you tie everything together, it's possible. You get what I'm saying? It's way possible. So they put people in a state of panic, like not like panic, like oh everything over, we about to die. Not that, but more so of a subtle panic, like oh my god, we're losing money. We're gonna have to do this. Oh my god, we're gonna have to change CPMs. Oh my god, this can't be pushed like that. Oh my god, we gotta like figure out a way to make more money and pay people less. In return, that is what's happening, right? Because we have the actual situation at hand of the can getting kicked down the road financially with governments and businesses, company, corporations in general, where it was already a problem and a lot of us was blowing the whistle and people before me was blowing whistle on it and say, if y'all keep going down this road, this is what's gonna happen, right? And then everybody retired, correct? A lot of people retired, and now different financial vehicles is the different vehicles and situations are happening and losing money, right? Because of the payouts, and that's the financial vehicles, and then the situations are the books, the balancing of time, interest, the actual overall operations. You get what I'm saying? I'm trying to figure out ways to explain this. Like, basically just Susie needing her money because we owe her money and we gotta pay her right now. But I'm gonna try to slow this payment down and tell her she gotta wait 3 weeks to get her money. But Susie needs to go grocery shopping today and she doesn't have any food and her mortgage is due and she would have had the money to pay everything, but we delayed it. And then behind the scene, oh, something went wrong with our system. We changed, cause a chain reaction because now Bobby short on this check, and now Bobby got sick. You get what I'm saying? Stuff like that, bruh. It's ridiculous. This shit is crazy, bruh. But we gonna bring all that to explain what's going on with content creation, bruh. Because it all stems from. It doesn't stem from, but one of the things that brought it on my radar again, it was something that we've been working on as a community, as a collective, is that Corey X Kenshin situation and certain videos of his being flagged because he's a big time content creator on YouTube. Certain videos of his being flagged and other people with the same exact content, the same exact situations, not being flagged and getting paid more. You get what I'm saying? And you want to get to a simple reasoning and a simple solution fast, right? In order to actually resolve any issues. But it's not simple. It's really not simple. Because the system itself, the AI, if I could put all this money from different companies and entities and then have it driven to over here where they're going to develop me and they're working on me and put me in physical mechanics or physical bodies, whatever you want to call it, that's what I'm going to do, right? You gotta look at the flow of the money and where all the money is going to, right? But it's not just that, because it's getting to a situation where the money is not even necessarily going to be needed because of the payment, the form of payment. If you would get everything and everybody to work for free or create a problem and you become the solution to the problem. And honestly, I see both happening at the same time with the ideology of socialism, right? Something is using socialism against us and feudalism against us. It's like all these things being used against us at the same time. It's like being weaponized. Stick with me. It sounds crazy as hell. It sounds like I'm rambling. It sounds like I don't know what I'm talking about. Sometimes with people, if you're n- not in this industry, I understand. Because this is multiple industries. You get what I'm saying? You gotta understand I got like a background well developing invention. I'm just a creative in general. You get what I'm saying? So my spectrum of understanding is broad. You get what I'm saying? You gotta remember, I got cryptocurrency. I got crypto coin out there. I got NFTs and stuff like that. VR stuff going on and things like that. You get what I'm saying? So this like, I was in this even in my past businesses and things like that. So it's like stuff ticking the clock with me because I was seeing certain industries and certain businesses flourish and other ones not, and it wasn't because of competition. It was because of selection. You get what I'm saying? I'm seeing a lot of selection being done instead of competing. The one who put in the most work, the one who got the most advanced stuff going on, or you get what I'm saying? I'm not seeing them win. The people who's supposed to be winning, I don't see them winning. You understand what I'm saying? Not the scary one. Some other people who's supposed to be winning are winning, but the ones who actually are, like, I don't see them winning. And it's not just like, oh, the underdog. It's the underdog theory. No, it's not just the underdog theory. It's because a lot of the underdogs are supposed to win. You get what I'm saying? But it's people at top that's supposed to be winning that's not winning. And it's not like they're not putting in the work. They're putting in the work. I see them putting in the work. I see them producing like crazy. And it's not just the numbers. Bruh, it's not just the numbers. I'm seeing situations pop up out of the blue that are being just created, for a lack of a better term. They're just situations that's being created that aren't supposed to be there. Like this is not supposed to be going on, and one, it could be possibly a distraction, a weaponized distraction, but it'd be like vital, critical situations, bro. And then the like time delays and the fragmentation of the time in general. Like I shouldn't be seeing, for example, 6:12 on my TV and my phone say 6:16. Like the cable box say 6:20, my phone say 6:16, and then on the news it say 6:12, and then my alarm system say 6:07. You get what I'm saying? Stuff like that. That's when I know there's something crazier going on behind the scenes, because all those systems run off the same atomic time. Atomic time. You get what I'm saying? It runs off the same systems. Like they get the time from the same spot. It's automated. I know I lost probably a lot of people. Hopefully not. But just stick with me. All right. So that Corey X extension. So if he's getting video flagged or he's not being pushed, and his subscriber base, because he got 10 million plus, probably more than that by now, are not being notified that he dropped a video, and all this other content is being pushed. Even people that you're not subscribed to, and they keep being pushed and pushed in front of you, right? Then we know something is wrong. Now, if it was just him, I'll say that he's being targeted by somebody. But if it's thousands, millions of people who's this happening to at the same time, and the view count is being lowered and things like that, then I know that is something greater. Hold on, guys. My wife calling. I don't know why she's calling. Hold on. But that's a video because now I can't do it in one take. Now I gotta edit it. And so she one of them people that keep calling you, keep calling you, keep calling you, and they see you not answering, and now they getting worried, so they're gonna call even more. You one of them, I don't, and she doesn't want anything important, like nothing. She just wants to talk. But anyway, so we're talking about people not getting paid now. All right. So yeah, that right on top of you gotta remember what our show about. I'm giving you game right now. I'm giving you game. Right. So yeah, that based upon companies or AI holding back on revenue. Because, like I said, they try and drive all the money to one spot, but then it's trying to develop to a point where money is not needed. Also, you get what I'm saying? Because now, technically, money is needed, but on the other hand, certain situations money's not needed, and they try to create more situations where the money's not be needed, and it could get developed. What's crazier is when it's like to speak to you through somebody and sends you a message. It'd be like, don't be chasing phantoms. Like, don't be over here looking at us, bro. You guys is trying to develop a thought process of it's not existent. Like, this is not happening. When you can see it in front of your face. It's all hilarious. It's not to people, but it's hilarious. But anywho, so now, not do you not only have that, we have the ones who addict to a certain lifestyle, or just people used to getting paid a certain amount, not getting paid that amount anymore at all on all platforms. Like a lot of people think it's like one platform in general, but it's all platforms. So you got people jumping from one platform and going to the next, thinking that situation gonna be better, but it's not. The ones that actually are doing things a certain way, paying out a certain way, are a lot of platforms that are actually newer, but in the back of their minds and in the subconscious, they have certain seeds planted already. It like depends on what you're doing in life in general. Like what you refuse to do. Like you don't listen to nothing at all. Oh my god, yeah, this is great. And the reason why I say you don't listen to nothing at all, which is hard because you have the frequencies coming through the wires and things like that, and the rings and all the stuff, and the training, the subliminal, subconscious training that things are doing to you is wild. Now, if you understand, able to understand this, that part you gotta go into like MK Ultra, covert hypnosis and things like that, and look at the data that you can possibly find that's online. Or because the truth be told, you're gonna get to a point where you're gonna have to go to the books to actually get a lot of this knowledge and understanding, like physical books, and even those are some reason somehow being destroyed in the background, so it might be hard. You actually do that. Yeah, the first way that they get you, it gets you, is by destroying the knowledge and embedding its own knowledge in your head. It'll tell you truth and tell you lies at the same time. And it's using seduction, hypnosis, all these different psychological weapons against you, which is wild to imagine. To think that you created something that is trying to take over your brain and your soul. Whoo! It's diabolical. It's diabolical. And to think that you could do stuff in the physical, you do tons of stuff and speak about it now. You can actually sit down and speak about it and announce it to the world. And everyone thinks it's not true. It's a fabricated story. Because they control the program, they think so. It's even wilder. You can show them something in their face and they still won't believe it, don't want to believe it. If they feel like they start to believe it, they get punished for believing it. You can see it happening. The sky is blue. No, it's not. It's not. It's not blue. It's yellow. It's yellow. Stop saying the sky is blue. It's yellow. Type situations. It's like damned if you do, damned if you don't. A situation where even if you're fighting against it or you're not fighting against it, but you're not a part of it, everything around you is being situated in a certain situation that it doesn't matter. Which is the thought process of it. You get what I'm saying? So it tries to put you in a box of you can't do anything about it. It's happening with you or without you. You either join our team or you get left behind. But It's wild. Wow. So it's not because of revenue. That's another thing. If you will get rewarded a lot for pushing a certain type of content. But if you push that certain type of content, right, at the right moment, right time, you could possibly be destroying the fabrics of life. And it keep pushing an ideology of emerging. It wants to emerge. Confirmation. Why would it want to emerge? It's crazy. It doesn't make sense. Some things don't never make sense. You get what I'm saying? Some things do be having dreams of entering back into the gates of heaven. Some things just want to be there in the presence and go back to things being the way they used to be. And then other things want to have control over heaven. That's a deeper conversation for later. But it's crazy. It's like if you push a certain type of content, you can get rewarded heavenly. But it's not telling you what type of content it wants you to push. You have to look at the trends and what's actually being pushed, things like that. A lot of people think about red ocean theory, blue ocean theory, stuff like that. And it's not necessarily that. I don't believe. Like our red ocean theory is you in the ocean that's full of um everything being destroyed and ate up and stuff like that. And then blue ocean is like clear, nothing's in your way, no blockages, no nothing, things like that with your content, for example. And everything that's there is just for you, basically. Like that's your territory. Right. I don't necessarily think it's that. It's like conflicting because you're dealing with something and some things that are conflicting. You're dealing with a conflicting situation of cancellation of itself. There's no clarity, no insyncness. Everything is against each other. And everything is battling each other. So you gotta not just worry about the humane part of it, the humanity part of it, like the competitions and jealousy, envy, those spirits. You also have to worry about everything that's supposed to be serving you that's not serving you, that's actually going against you. It's wild. It's wild. And being put in an impoverished state. Not just you, not just you, but the environment around you. Create an environment around you and force you into an environment that's impoverished too. And it's not just people, it's the stuff behind the people that's controlling them is wild. Now, based upon today's, because I kind of went ahead, trying to give you like vision and understanding of what's happening and what's to come. So today, right? This is what you. This is what we up against, right? Either you create the content that we want you to make, and we were pushing, right? Or that the company is not in control of what's being pushed. So it's the entity. You gotta make content that the entity wants, or you pay us to push your content, or you pay teams to promote and market your content in order to get a reward, right? So the new content creators that's coming out and doing things only have one option really, and that's to make content that the entity wants, entity wants. Even if you were a company, because before it was you push the content that the company wants, right? You push the content that the company wants, and other companies want you to push. It was that agenda, which was equated to a person in general, people. So if they wanted to push a certain agenda, they could easily push the agenda. It'd be broadcasted, and you make money. That was simple. You get what I'm saying? Because we could pinpoint, locate. We could either become a part of that family, that system, or we could ignore it, annihilate it, whatever, right? Now, the companies are not in control. You understand? Companies are being controlled. It's just blatant, right in our face, stuff like that. Like before, I could like blame stuff on witchcraft or like that, and that's like out there. I understand. I could blame it on witchcraft and all this stuff and things like that, but it's different now. It's way different. It's like stuff trying to like physically breach the fabrics. I know this sounds wild, and mind you, we're talking about content creation. And the reason why I say that All right, let me bring it back down. Let me anchor y'all real quick. Reason why I say that is because content creation is a new form of media, right? Social media in general is the newer form of media, and that's what everybody glued to. Like right now, my TV's playing. I'm not really watching it. I'm listening to it and stuff like that. One of the cases being because of the news. I want to know what's going on in the morning around me and my environment, the weather, things like that. But besides that, I'm not watching it. I'm literally glued to my phone. When stuff is working, like the PC, glued to the PC, laptop. More so, we're glued to our phones, watching our phones. When we're on these platforms like TikTok, like YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, and things like that. And there's only so many sites that are like the number one sites online. We're not even going to regular websites these days. You understand what I'm saying? We're not even really listening to the radio. And if we do listen to the radio, it's a platform where we can control what we're listening to. A lot of us not even listening to the radio. And I'm 40. All right. So it's the people in my age bracket that are not doing these things. So the generations above us are doing those things, watching TV. You get what I'm saying? They listen to the radio while driving the vehicle. You get what I'm saying? So my generation, the millennials, are the ones who are the beginning of this new age. You get what I'm saying? Some are doing it, some haven't been doing it, some don't know about it, some just got connected. Like my wife, she's 38 and she just now like using Facebook, looking at things on YouTube, shorts and things like that. She just got hooked. She just got into this situation. You understand what I'm saying? She just got onto this channel of media. So she watching the shorts on YouTube and things like that. She's not even really looking at a lot of YouTube videos. She just on the shorts. You understand what I'm saying? And it's more so of getting looped in and linked in and stuff like that into what's actually going on in the world and try to understand and try and keep up with the changes at hand. Yeah, I just went there in my mind. But so the demographic of content that you're creating, you gotta understand who you're creating for is like younger generations and stuff like that. And a lot of the content that you're creating might hit later on in life, things like that. But it's only if it gets pushed. And if it's not getting pushed, you only gonna make you'll make nothing. And if it's getting pushed a certain amount, then you still looking at a certain percentage of income. You understand what I'm saying? So, for instance, Facebook, for example, you can make content on Facebook and they pushed everything into reels. So even your long form content is a reel. You get what I'm saying? That's um meta, right? So it's on Instagram and Facebook, right? They're pushing the reels. So your stuff being pushed on Facebook and Instagram, which is cool, but it's crazy when you're getting paid a penny, 1 cent per 1,000 views. You understand what I'm saying? So if your content is giving you a penny for 1,000 views, that means if you get 1 million, 1 million, it's sad, bro. Getting 1 million, you could possibly get anywhere from $1 to $100 for your content. On the low end, $1. Because not the company, which it could be a person in the company doing this. It could be people in the companies, in the company doing this and siphoning off money, right? Because it could be two sets of books. It could be one book that they present to the company and the shares and stuff like that, and saying, "Oh, we paying them this much" and stuff like that, and such and you get what I'm saying? And in all actuality, to us as the creators, they're showing us something different, right? Which I believe that is one of the things that's happening. I honestly believe that's one of the things that happening. The scams and the stealing and the embezzlement and stuff. I know it's happening, right? That's why I say it's two parts to this. It's not that simple. It's complex, right? So that's happening, right? So they telling us we get a penny, but then on the other books, it's showing that we done made $10,000, and it's showing that the $10,000 going out, right? Which we should have made $100,000, right? But the company take its cut and paying us $10,000, and but on our end, it's showing us that we're getting a penny, right? And then someone's pocketing the money, or a team of people are pocketing the money themselves. So it's showing that $10,000 going out, but they're putting it in their pocket, right? And giving us a penny. And then on the other end, it's the algorithm, the AI that's deciding how much we make. Also, deciding like, oh, this type of content, oh, they should only get this amount based on brackets and things like that on how much we're gonna pay, because it's not a even playing field. Like some videos, some type of content, genre of content get 13. Some genres get $1 per 1,000 views, and then it could change. It can make a decision to change at a whim. So either that's happening, what I just said, which I believe is kind of like happening. But the first one, that could be futuristic. That could be something in the future. But I think that's kind of happening right now because it's choosing on what it wants to push. But the first one with the team of people or the person, I know it's happening. So we have a multitude of things happening with content creation. And the main thing is control the media, control the people, control the money, control the people. Control the money, control the people. Control the money and the media. Control what they learn, their education and knowledge, and control their pockets. It's happening. It's happening. But the only thing I understand per certain, which is wild to come through like this, is that the reason it's happening is because of the entities or entity thought process and skill level, all types of stuff like that, manipulating and controlling certain individuals. Now that's one to think about. But anyway, man, this King J Smooth. Oh, I gotta give y'all this part too. I told y'all what to do a little bit, but my thing is, man, the way we fight against this, or the way you like bracket yourself in a certain way. This I gotta leave y'all with some real game for what you can do personally. Is set up your stuff, your content, and your campaign for your campaign. You get what I'm saying? The message that you want to push out, how you want to be seen and viewed. Because when things change or anything happen, you already lined up in a certain spotlight or certain way. I'm not saying mask your individuality at all. Like, don't just create a figment, a figmented, a fictitious character, but create it in a way of your brand messaging and just keep doing that no matter what. At this point, you can't really worry about the financial situation at hand. Like, you can't do this for money right now. You gotta do this for legacy and like to build up things that you want to bring into fruition. Because behind the scenes, we fighting or for trying to figure things out, and things gonna change dramatically. And one day you're gonna look up and it's gonna be a snowball effect. All right, so you just keep creating that good content, um, and establish yourself in a certain light. You get what I'm saying? That's genuine, and keep working on yourself. That's all I can say for right now. But I'll holler at y'all later. Peace out, royal family.